Jill Shero, welcome. From Echo, and we're here at the Choice Matters office, and we're glad to have you with us here today.
Good to see you today, Robert. Every kid
Uh,
count is happy to be here.
yes, yes. So Echo, Jill, can you tell me? Well, first of all, uh, maybe if you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and your history, and then we can start talking about Echo a little bit.
Yes, I'm Jill Shero, and I'm the grassroots director of Every Kid Counts Oklahoma. So, my job is to engage the voices on the ground, teachers, parents, and students, to engage their voices. And you and I both know, Robert, those are the powerful voices that make the change here in this state. And my background has been for the last 10 years of my career engaging Oklahomans' voices so that they can make choices that work for their community. And one of the major areas that is being highlighted in our state right now is the voice in education. And parents, teachers, and students have a lot to say about education and their desires to see it work better for them.
So tell me a little bit about Echo. So Every Kid Counts Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
When it was started, and what the purposes are. What is the kind of work that you do there?
Well, Robert, I attended a rural public school when I was growing up. And so I come from the background of someone who received a public education that was fantastic. And my teachers were phenomenal. I can still name them by name. Miss Cash, Miss Thompson, Miss Pierce, teachers that set a foundation in my life. And the reason that my education experience was so great is because the community rallied around the school, and the community had a major voice and decision making power in the school system. And anytime you have a situation where the community has buy-in on the educational experience of the students, that's when you see the success of education. So I come from this background, and I'm passionate to see education innovate in our state. And Every Kid Counts Oklahoma is an organization that seeks to amplify the voices of parents, teachers, and students. So people on the ground like parent choice matters, parent voice, all of these parent groups, all of these teacher networks, they're already doing the work on the ground. Echo seeks to amplify what they're doing and be a bridge to the resources in the state and to make parents more aware of what's available to them. One of the things that the Every Kid Counts Oklahoma team seeks to do is to hold the hand of the parent. If they're confused about scholarship opportunities, if they're not quite sure how to work the new system of open enrollment, we want to hold your hand. We want to be an advocate. We want to make sure that the resources that the taxpayers are paying for actually end up benefiting the people on the ground.
Absolutely. So you can tell us a little bit about some of the parents or some of the stories that of the people reaching out, and what kind of what their situations and what they're trying to connect to, and what resources are there available for parents.
So Every Kid Counts Oklahoma was the bridge, the nonpartisan bridge in the state, the nonprofit bridge to resource the digital wallet and the Bridge the Gap funds that were distributed in 2020 and 2021. And 5,000 students benefited in receiving funds through that initiative. And
Wow.
Robert, I know you and I both have worked with students and families that received those funds, and many times it changed the way that they were able to make choices for their child from this point on. And it's created a environment of equality in education. And we have been hearing from parents, when are we going to see digital wallet funds reinstated again? And Every Kid Counts Oklahoma is advocating, along with Robert and his team. We're advocating for those next rollout of funds. We want to see those made available again, but we also know that the only way that we are going to see that implemented is if parents and teachers and students make their voices heard with their legislators. So you can go online, you can check who represents you, you can write an email. We can help you book a visit to the Capitol to make your voice heard so that those funds can create more equality in education going forward.
So talk to us a little bit about teachers. I know you guys work quite a bit with teachers, and all over the state. And tell me about what that work looks like, and what teachers are saying.
So Every Kid Counts Oklahoma hosts a teacher roundtable. So I was actually on our teacher roundtable last night, and the teacher roundtable consists of educators in Oklahoma. All of our educators on our public roundtable are currently public school educators, but we also have outside voices from other sources and other places of education. And what we do is we present to them what we are advocating for on a legislative level in the state. And we ask for their feedback. We don't want to advocate for legislation or for decisions that impact education without consulting with our educators. We know that their perspective is vital going forward to creating a renaissance of education in our state.
Yeah, it's so important to include those voices that are the closest to the issues. I think too many times people are making decisions without, whether it's teachers, whether it's parents, whether it's students, they're making decisions without their voices being heard. And in many ways, it's even more important for them to lead that process where they can. So I really applaud that, because there's no one more important and more impactful to the outcomes of a student than the teacher. More so than any other aspect of the inside or outside of the school.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that the perspective of educators is included in every step of the process, because going forward, that relationship means everything to us. We know that we have a teacher shortage in our state. We know that there's burnout. We know that there's discouragement in the field of education, and we want to revitalize that field of work. We want to reinstate the respect and the professionalism that is deserved towards these educators. And so we want to provide opportunities for them and to advocate for opportunities for them going forward, so that we can get a new surge of positive energy into our learning environments.
So what are you hearing from teachers? What do they need, or what are they looking for? Whether it's from the state, or whether it's from this legislature, or the State Department of Education. What kind of supports do they need?
So teachers are saying to us that they need more support in the classroom.
Mhm.
That a lot of first year teachers come onto the scene and they're just thrown into the classroom. They're
Mm.
given no support. The resources are not communicated to them. And they're literally just trying to figure out how to survive in a difficult environment. And so we want to begin to create an environment of mentorship, so that even teachers who are more experienced in the field of teaching and in a district specifically can be assigned to a first year teacher and can help mentor and make sure that they have the resources they need. And we also want to make sure that that teacher who is a mentor, who provides that level of professional development for a teacher, that they're properly compensated. We want to make sure that there are opportunities for teachers to make more money and still stay in the classroom. They don't have to necessarily go into administration to be compensated on another level. Uh, so these are the areas that we're advocating for, and this is where we see, the points of pain in the classroom.
So, and what other ideas are coming out of this process? I know that we're dealing with teacher shortages, and like you talked about, teacher burnout or just frustration.
Mhm.
What are the ways that they're saying we could grow the teaching pool?
I think growing the teacher pool begins district by district, right? So every district handles their educators and the professional development realm of educators a little differently. One of the platforms that we've been working with is through the Oklahoma Public School Resource Center, and
Mhm.
it's a Teachers for Teachers platform. And they are building a professional development platform for teachers to begin to create a network of professionals who are experts in different fields of teaching. And teachers would have access to that professional development and would have access to the ability to be on that panel of professional development and be paid to network with other teachers and create that expertise within our own state. We pay a lot of outside professional consultants. A lot of districts use their professional development dollars. Thousands of their dollars go outside our state, and there are very qualified, extremely experienced professionals right here that can be compensated and be given that funding. And so we want to see teachers being given opportunities in the workplace. We also want to see professional people who have a degree, who are qualified. If you have an attorney who wants to teach civics, if you have a scientist or someone who has a background in biology, why should they not be able to come in and teach a biology course? We want to make sure that we utilize our community and create less of a an atmosphere of barriers to being certified to teaching courses locally in the school. So that's another area that we want to see grow and develop.
Wow, these sounds like amazing ideas. I haven't heard a lot of these ideas before. So obviously, putting teachers at the forefront and listening to their voices is really helping innovate with some of these programs. Uh, Here's a question for you, and this may or may not be happening, but have you met any teachers that have innovative ideas around models of education that may want to start their own schools or create a new model?
We have come across some teachers who have ideas about how to work with neighborhoods and work with communities that have a specific need. And the truth of the matter is, Robert, as much as we all like to say one size fits all, it just doesn't. And so we want to encourage innovation in the classroom, and we want to support people who are thinking outside the box and providing opportunities. We also want to see the dollar follow the student. So we want to see the money owned by students and to value students over systems. So that is our mantra, is students over systems. I'll just kind of close out with a few statements about Every Kid Counts Oklahoma. If you would like to contact Every Kid Counts Oklahoma, you can go on everykidcountsok.org and you can connect with our team there. We're going to make sure that you get the resources you need, and we're going to make sure that we hold your hand through the process. We're not going to send you some links and then leave you out in cyberspace. We want to see parents, teachers, and students succeed in this new environment. It's an exciting new environment of education renaissance. And I know that we're all working on this together. And I'm just grateful to be part of this community for school choice.
Wonderful, Jill. Thank you so much for being here. We want to thank you with all of our hearts over here for all the work that you're doing, and we will see you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.